So bad.
One of the great things about evaluating Scott is that you get to look into that smiling face each time. And what face could be better for selling a product than Scott's? So trusting, so soft, so gentle, so easily spoken. In the course of his speech, he was meant to do three things: explain the process, what we were going to see, perform and demonstrate with Jeremy, and then analyze the speech. And he did perform all of those things. And as usual, he did things extremely fluently. He, as usual, gave us a story to create a background at the beginning of the speech, which I think was very effective at framing what it is that he was going to cover. He didn't stumble, it was complete, and it was brief. That was one of the strengths of this speech, was the fact that everything that Scott did, he did with brevity, he did concise, and he didn't misspeak at all. There were no errors, as frequently as the case in Scott's speeches. He also he explained that disengagement is super, super painful to our economy and to businesses as a whole. And that engages all of us because the vast majority of people can identify with being disengaged. You may not be disengaged today, but you may have been disengaged yesterday or in a previous job or in a previous life. He also asked good probing questions. In the course of working with Jeremy volunteered a great deal of information, and Scott didn't have to ask too many questions. One of the things that I think we can offer as a criticism, perhaps, is that in your preparation with Jeremy in advance, you should have probably agreed that Jeremy should be less forthcoming with information. As well, there was no objections on Jeremy's part. He didn't make it a difficult time for you. Maybe it's because you're so soothing that he just
No, it's because I've done that project.
and you wanted to make it easy for him. You just did him a disservice, Jeremy. You did mention to Jeremy that you seem like a busy person, or I'm sure you're a busy person, and you don't have time to solve this kind of problem, this disengagement problem. And I think that was effective. Everyone seems to be busy. That's everyone's answer to how are you? I'm busy. I'm really busy. I'm always busy. So I'd say when it came to the cost question, which is a very important one, Scott did the right thing. Of course, he deferred. The first person in negotiations, the first person to mention money usually loses.
Correct.
And so this is a very effective thing, and I think that objective was met. He could have given important statistics, such as how often or what kind of results your clients receive in a reduction of disengagement or employee turnover. The question period was very short, unfortunately. I think Jeremy posed the most important question: how would you handle it if I had pressed you harder on rates? But he accomplished all of the goals of this speech. He was a resource. He questioned with care. He certainly didn't offend or put Jeremy on the defensive. And he handled the objections, all 0 of them, extremely well. So Scott, well, like, so you know, you did a great job as usual, and thanks for the education.